Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Call It Anything podcast. I am Jack, joined by my guest,
Mr. Solis.
We are back here today to talk about the recent WWE event. But before we get into that, sir, how have you been?
I've been fine. We're less than a week away from our regular annual junior CASP test week. My first with my school that I joined this year. We've been working really hard, and the kids are crashing out, but you know how that goes. So, that's the biggest news for me.
That's good to hear, sir. That's good.
How
Obviously
about
not
you?
the crashing out part, but that's good that you're winding down towards that end of the year.
We certainly are. And then, Jack, you know what happens in a month? 1 month? I have the first summer off since 2019. I've worked every summer since I became a DI, but this is my first as a teacher.
Yeah, that's true. It's been some time for you.
Oh, yes.
Oops, I forgot to write down who my dad picked for one of the matches.
Scandal.
I know I sent it in the message, but I forgot to write it down here. We'll see if I can pull it up.
I have it if it's the one you sent me.
Yeah, I just need who he picked for Braun and Seth.
I'll have it.
But in the meantime, I would really search that. I've been doing pretty good. I'm making a trip soon to go back to LA for one of my friends' graduations.
I wish I remember what the WrestleMania 20 theme song was, because the catchphrase I always think about was "Where it all begins again." WrestleMania XX, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. If funny enough, you bring that up because I've seen a lot of people talking on online about how they want WWE to go back to Madison Square Garden for, is it 50? The 50th WrestleMania, I think, is what they're talking about. And everyone's like, they're not going to do that. They're not going to pass up on a stadium to go to Madison Square Garden and all that. And I'm like I started thinking about it. I'm like, man, on one hand, I get it. But on the other, is that how far this company has been removed from, its own heritage and all that, it won't even do something like WrestleMania in Madison Square Garden because of the fact that they prioritize the money and all that over, I guess you would call it historical.
I also saw Joe Gacy respond to that tweet that says that building's awful. And I think, and I bet it's true, when you go through the forum, as historic as it is, and as much work as they put into it, you can imagine a building that old actually being really funky just to do anything in.
Yeah. Yeah, especially the forum. We've been a couple times for wrestling shows ourselves, and I mean, for the most part, it's kind of been good experience, but also finding your way around the forum sometimes can be a bit tricky.
Imagine what the back looks like the back
I
artist area,
Yeah.
For wrestlers.
Yeah, especially the big thing I would think for stadiums too is since they have a lot of times they're sports stadiums, so they have dedicated locker rooms for the teams. It's probably a lot easier for the wrestlers themselves, to have that dedicated space, not having to worry about people potentially wandering into their areas accidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be something interesting to see as that 50th event gets closer, is what they do for such a historic event.
It'll be in Saudi Arabia, or it'll be in Iraq.
Or Las Vegas.
Or Las Vegas.
I heard something recently that apparently they were talking to some type of I don't know, whatever's the official planning committee here in Arizona.
Yeah.
That they're talking to them about Rumble, Survivor Series, and I think Saturday night's main event. Those are the three that got brought up. So that'll be interesting to see what happens.
That'll be interesting.
But I mean, back to what I was saying, I've been good over here. That's the only big sort of news I have. An update from the last one is that I'm just traveling It'll be my first time traveling alone.
Honestly, Jack, if I'm being 100% honest, I'm looking for the lyrics to a WrestleMania song to sing to you to sort of be the soundtrack for your trip, but I'm failing miserably. Here we go. Go, go, yo, 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 yo. Oh, I think any of them are really good travel songs. But you coming by train after all?
Yep.
Nice, nice. And you have, you're coming for, like, like you're going to do a lot, you're going to get a lot while you're out here, but the original sort of intent is there graduation?
Yeah, my friend's graduation.
Yeah, right on. And then you'll get the itch. And then you'll be like John Wick. You'll tell Oscar, yeah, I think I'm back. That's what you're going to tell him.
Yeah, and then I'll take one look at those gas prices and be like, never mind.
Okay, Chico, Mr. Car Owner, excuse me. Now, with his opinions he has.
Oh, man. But shall we get into it, sir?
Must we?
Unfortunately, right? We're getting towards. I mean, it'll never be as low as the 2020 days and the 2021 days.
That's how we keep things in perspective. Yes, that's how we stay grounded.
Yeah, but honestly, there's a couple times where we're watching pay-per-views and we're just like, really, this one? This is one of those PLEs that you feel like you could just cover like in a 10-minute review and then spend the rest of the podcast talking about anything else but the show.
That's crazy. Without spoiling anything, like, Jack, what'd you think about this PLE that started at 3 and ended before the sunset?
I didn't even get to watch it live because we were going to a party for one of my tias. But when we got back, it was funny. We got back so late, my dad was like, do you want to throw it on? And I'm like, it's already 8. If we throw this on, it's going to be done by like 11 at latest. I feel like I could better use my time than watching 3-hour PLE. We can save it for tomorrow and we can skip through most of it. And so that's what we did. The next day we got home from church and we watched what we watched. Marco fell asleep through most of it.
Yeah, right on.
And then it's funny because, I mean, there was one match that I actually was like, well, there was like 2 matches that I was like kind of like really enjoying. But It's funny because one of them I was enjoying, and at the same time, I was taking so many issues with some of the stuff that was happening with one wrestler in particular. And this is going to spoil to the listening audience and Mr. Solis that I was having so many issues with this match, even though I was enjoying it, that I was like, man, it's no wonder Mr. Solis doesn't like this guy.
Oh, my.
But are you ready to get into it, sir?
Let's go.
Let's go. WWE Backlash. We opened up with Braun Breaker versus Seth, correct?
Yeah. Available on ESPN, to get them subscribers. This match was going to be so good, Jack. They're going to go, you know what? Sign me up for the whole deal. You know what? I got it. I got the bug. This match, it's what sold me on your product. Way to really put your best foot forward and trip over it.
Yeah. So this was the match that I was like somewhat enjoying, bits and pieces of it. But then there was also other bits and pieces where I'm like, my goodness, like, how are we messing up this badly? And funny enough, because it's been so long, like I can't recall fully off the top of my head, but I know there was a lot of parts where Braun was like messing some things up. And that's when I got to the point, like by the end of the match, when all the spoilers, the vision interference and all that, I was like, I can understand why Mr. Solis doesn't like Braun Breaker.
I mean, listen, I tuned in. I watched this match twice, Jack, because honestly, I was fiddling with all kind of stuff during the first round, and I got to sit down and make sure I'm right. Make sure that, you know what I mean? Like, that, prove me wrong. I'd rather be happy than right. And, this was a sloppy affair.
Yeah, I think that was my biggest issue. Like, I was enjoying the portions that were good, but man, there was so many times where I'm just like, Braun, what are you doing? Yeah, and I think the thing that got me the most was, I think, the ending. like the finish, where I was like, the words that came out of my mouth was I literally looked at my dad and I was like, that was weak.
Weak. I mean, how effective is a spear if he's got to hit 3 of them, 4 of them? I lost count. The stuff outside, Seth, hitting them curb stomps and them chair shots and just like being smart enough to know they were coming when Paul got on the apron. I mean, that was good. It almost got me sweating because I did pick Breaker to win, and I am a man who will bet above his morals. So that was all right. But what's heartbreaking too is after the match on the post show interview, Seth's blaming himself. He's like, "I'm not a young man I used to be," and I'm like, "Don't take ownership of this." Ugh. You know what I was telling my buddy? I was like, you know what I hate about Braun Breaker besides everything? You know what new thing I hate about Braun Breaker? When he's got Seth in his hands and he's going to yell at him, it's clear he didn't think about what he was going to yell before he yelled. He just, I don't know, tries to improvise and he's bad at it. Like, he reminds me of this clip of Sylvester the cat, and he's got a hold of Tweety and he goes, "I didn't even think I'd make it this far. I don't know what to do next." He's like, "You see what you did?" I wish it was more clever than that, but it was even more awkward.
Here,
stop putting the mic on him, even the hot one from the ring.
Not only that, but I saw someone especially criticize. They were like the fact that that the people he's paired with, they made the comparison that they're trying to build him up to be Brock, especially with the Heyman alliance. But if he's supposed to be Brock, why are we surrounding him with the people that he's surrounded with? It feels like it would be much better if it was just Heyman and him. Instead, he has Theory and Logan Paul by his side, and it doesn't really accomplish a whole lot.
I want to see how tall he is too, because this might be super petty of me, but honestly, he looks like a little guy.
I've also pulled up the show again because I want to see the finish that made me go, that was so weak. Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up right now.
So Seth has run out Logan Paul. He heads back to the ring only to eat, I think, a spear. And then I don't even know how and why he got up to the top. But he's going to go for a super stomp. Yeah, he's like, "I'm going to hit you with a stomp from Brett's turnbuckle." And he eats a spear for his trouble.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not only that, but
whatever you say.
Did you see the spot where Rollins tried to land on his feet while avoiding the Hurricane Rana off the top?
Yeah.
And I saw people talking about it online.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, Seth, you don't have the knees for that anymore.
I mean, Seth really does himself dirty. Yeah, Seth really does himself dirty when he tries stuff like that, when it's an elephant never forgets, and neither does a wrestling fan.
So I got it pulled up. So he tries to go for that super stomp, gets speared, and then Braun goes back and forth between the ropes to supercharge his spear, but it doesn't even look that crazy impactful, but it wins the match, and I'm just like, I'm like, that looked weak. That spear looked weak in particular.
So he doesn't pin him after the supers.
No, he
doesn't pin him after the super spear. He pins him after the
charge spear, if you want to call it that. See, and my issue isn't the finish. I think it could look it's kind of like a strong finish, but the fact that it just was executed so poorly. And then you factor in, like you said, the messiness of this match. Even though there was parts of it, like I said, that I was enjoying, I literally left the match that was good, but very sloppy, and that finish just kind of diminishes it a bit because of its execution. You know,
I
it's like
sleep well at night knowing that WWE. I sleep well at night knowing that WWE believes this as well, because when they do show the hype packages, they don't show everything.
Yeah, that's funny too. Especially like when they have the ones like by the end of the show. I don't know if they still do them, but you know, like a couple of times where the show ends and they start like immediately doing like a highlight reel of the show afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like you'll see like immediately they'll have highlight reels of the matches that happen. It's like, yeah, that ain't making it. If anything, they'll have him spear Seth trying to do the super stomp and then cut it to the pin and act like that was the finish.
100%.
Man, but yeah, I felt a little disappointed with that ending, but it wasn't like that terrible match. Like you said, a lot of it was sloppy and kind of took some points from it.
And then it opens Raw. I'm like, somebody's got to do something, because Paul Heyman's out there now. He's prepared nothing, Jack. And honestly, I have soured so much on Heyman in the last, a year? Where, he's out there, Jack, and you can tell the man hasn't written or thought of nothing. He just goes, so it's the opening of the show, huh? And I'm like, stop. Man needs to stop tainting his career. There's rust developing on that ring of his. Stop. Oh, this is like Flair, who didn't refuse to just stay retired after 24. Yeah, I guess we'll open the show, huh? Yeah, I guess we need to open Monday Night Raw, huh? Tell me you have nothing to say without saying you have nothing to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know how to feel about Braun at this point.
I do. It's Joe Hendry's song. Braun, can we fire Braun Breaker? Braun, can we fire Braun Breaker? I mean, the dude's gonna get cursed by Danhausen by SummerSlam. We're all right. Man's going nowhere.
Oh man. But that takes us to our next match. Whoops. That takes us to our next match, which was Sammy and Trick for the U.S. title. Right? Or was this...
Still on ESPN.
Yes.
Oh, no, this is it. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I forget. Yeah, because then the Danhausen match happens before the EO one. That's right. So we have Trick.
Yeah, they say Danhausen for them. They say Danhausen for the proper PLE, the proper paywall blocked PLE.
Oh man. So this one's been quite controversial, hasn't it? This feud.
I mean, I don't know about a controversial. I mean, people have had strong opinions about the Gingerbread Man, who truly outlived his welcome.
Oh man. Do you see they made shirts for it too?
Yeah, I can't imagine they sold any of them. You know what I mean? It's print to order, so they can put on that website whatever they want. I don't think they printed a single one of those.
Yeah, oh man, could you imagine seeing someone wearing that shirt out in public?
Can you imagine seeing somebody out in public with one of those?
You know, that's one of those wrestling shirts that you're just like, you look at it and you're like, man, do these companies not understand what the fans want to wear?
I mean, truly. But I'm not gonna lie, Jack, as far as the highlights go, I enjoyed the AI Gingerbread Man life retrospect more than I ever should. A lot.
And then it's funny because everything I've been seeing about this feud, it's funny just seeing the different stories, Sammy wanting his character to be more gray, and it's funny watching people in a sense come up with headcanons, which kind of maybe might be a bit disingenuous to the fact that maybe this is the direction they're going with the story, and we're just being too critical. But it was funny seeing someone trying to essentially headcanon this is a veteran and Sami Zayn not being able to keep up with with a young up and coming star like Trick Williams and all that, and like it very much kind of seems like the story they want to tell, and then someone's just like, bold of you to assume this company can come up with a well thought like and like executed story like that, like actually put in the effort and like writing for it, you know. And they were also like trying to say like, both of you to also assume like that the fans themselves will be able to see something like that. And it's just like, it's funny to see stuff like that, because it's like on one hand you're like, maybe we're being too critical, and on the other hand this company's proven that that could very well be the case.
To play devil's advocate, to play devil's favorite demon's advocate, I heard one of them on commentary, I think it was Michael Cole, sort of say that Sami Zayn really resents the fans who seemingly have turned on him, and he's done nothing different. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's trying to maintain that his character is unchanged, that the fans changed, and that they are widely adopting this unproven talent in Trick Williams, right? What has he done? He just got here. And, you know, I do think that that is a factor of the story.
Yeah, and I definitely...
My buddy's following Silk Line and Sinker for it. He doesn't like Trick. It's funny. Actually, he's not falling for the story. He actually doesn't like Trick for the same reason Sammy does it. He's like, who's this wannabe Booker T? And I'm like, hey, man, Booker T was great. If we got a guy out here fighting like Booker T, I also great. And I'll tell you what, Jack, you know who the star of this match was? The crowd. Crowd were into it for all the right reasons. They were doing all the things they were supposed to do. This is great.
Yeah, crowd very engaged, and like you said, like you can kind of see those like bits and pieces, like especially like with Sammy's like reaction to the crowd booing him, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you know what impressed me the most? Trick has Sammy in the corner. He's gonna stomp into him, and he was stomping with a certain cadence with his foot. It wasn't like, you know, when you can count to 10, it was like stomp, 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 and the crowd immediately chanted "Whoop that Trick" to it. And I was like trying to tell my buddy, dude, like, I don't know if there is a clearer definition of charisma than the fact that this dude got them to chant that to his stomps without any direction.
Yeah, that not necessarily caught me off guard, but like it was crazy to see like that type of like just instantaneous kind of moment from the crowd. Any other spots stand out to you?
The stomp for sure. Little Yachty getting haluva kicked. I mean, hey now, that was good. That was good. Like, and like, where were we? Tampa Bay. Well, I mean, I guess they're Little Yachty fans because they ate that up too. They were like, boo this man. And I was giving my friend a hard time at WrestleMania, right? Because he's like, I'm rooting for Randy Orton. I said, you're the reason Pat McAfee exists, by the way. If we booed Randy Orton like we're booing Sammy now, this could have been a much more streamlined storyline. Dang it.
Oh, man. Yeah, it does feel a little weird to see, like, still kind of feels weird to see celebrities be as involved, you know? Like,
yeah,
we're so used to one and done appearances that it just kind of feels a little weird or not weird, but like it takes some getting used to realize like guys like Yachty kind of want to stick around.
Yeah, which is funny because a big criticism less than 5 years ago was celebrities show up and do one thing and then disappear. Like, they don't even care about this stuff. So we got guys that actually care and that care too much. We overcorrected.
I mean, yeah, we overcorrected to the point where now Logan Paul is a permanent wrestler.
Well.
Oh, man.
If people, if people followed through on plans, the main event of this show would have involved Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee.
Oh my gosh. I still think about that interview where Kenny Omega said something about like at some point it's going to be a celebrity versus a celebrity in the main event.
Move.
That's gonna be the craziest day online for fan reaction is when that actually happens, when a full on celebrity versus celebrity match is announced.
Here's hoping that by some twist of fate, pun intended, the Money in the Bank holder for that particular moment is like the purest wrestler like known to man, and he comes in and saves us all.
Oh man. But Trick retains here, sneaks out with the win, and then they make it rain, him and Yachty.
$1 bills.
And so far, I forgot to get my dad's point, so I remember who he picked for Braun and Seth, but you and I got a point for picking Braun.
Yep.
My dad and I get points for Trick, but you do not get a point, sir, because you picked Sammy.
I thought he was going to get his belt back and that there was going to be a tiebreaker. What a fool I was.
It's okay. We all get a free point the next round.
Great.
Yeah, of course, by that I mean we have The Miz and Kit Wilson facing off against Danhausen, making his pay-per-view debut, Danhausen, and a mystery partner.
And then we made guesses about the mystery partner because I thought it would be a hoot. One, to take a jab at your dad who hates fun. And two, it's only 5 matches, so let's add some fuel to this fire. And I thought it was going to be Royce Keys, and maybe he'd wear a mask, or maybe he'd put on the makeup, but they were going to say, hey, Danhausen paid him human monies to help him beat up some bullies.
Who did I pick? I know what I pick?
Did you pick Punk?
No, I picked Punk for my dad because my dad was like, "Oh, I don't know who it could be. I can't even think of a guess." And I told him, I was like, "It's gonna be Punkhausen for you then." So
and you thought it was gonna be Jelly Roll?
Ah, there we go. That's who I picked.
Because he's had a run-in with The Miz and Kit Wilson, so that was logical. Too logical, in fact.
Yep. We are all wrong on that.
We were so wrong.
Because instead, Danhausen comes out with the cloning machine.
Yep.
Opens the door. All the smoke is coming out. We're expecting to see who's it going to be. Minihausen.
Minihausen.
You think my dad hates fun? You should hear the way Marco talks about Danhausen.
How dare he?
Marco, any chance he gets, talks about how much he doesn't like Danhausen and how stupid of a gimmick it is. And so Marco very much slept through this match.
The video before that recapped the Miz feud, right? But it looked like a 1920s horror movie trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that trailer, Jack, and I was like, this is the best thing that's been on the show so far. I refuse to believe this is the same company that produced the last 2 matches.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't even have the words for this match, really.
I have all the words, Jack. I text them to my friend, who I said, don't you dare, Hausen, pretend like you were not just thoroughly sports entertained by the last 15 minutes. Jack, would you believe me? I don't think anyone could ever believe me, but would you believe me if I said that as soon as Minihausen started bobbing and weaving and tilt-a-whirling around Kit Wilson, that I knew it was El Torito, a.k.a. El Torito. I don't know his original name.
Yeah, I had like a similar reaction when I saw it. I was like, oh, we know who that is.
I knew it was him, but also I had the immediate thought, it's not racist that I think that it's the only other mini luchador that I know, but it's also the mini luchador that they know. Sure enough, it's our boy, El Torito.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah, Jack, the match was amazing. Like, if people were really disappointed in Minihausen, they were all in towards the middle, because again, like the trick match, everyone played their part exactly as they should. Miz is being foiled. Danhausen he's the hot tag, Jack. We're all waiting for Danhausen to get the tag in, right? Kit's great, being a bully, but also getting thrown around. Oh, I don't even know how we get outside, but the coup de grace, Jack, the main event of this match, the highlight of the night. Minniehausen and Kit Wilson are fighting up the ramp, and Kit thinks he's done away with him by chucking him in the box, closing the box, being done with him. But except, Jack, he threw Minniehausen into a cloning machine. And in my mind, watching this with the biggest smile, I thought, well, the best thing to do here would be to clone him, right? Because it's a cloning machine. Then the thing starts to bing, ding, and make sounds and smoke and lights behind. Kit Wilson's back's to it, thinks he's done with him. Door slams open, smoke billows, and what, a half a dozen of them come out to beat him up? And Jack, on top of everything, this thing's got layers, Jack. On top of everything, Wade Barrett keeps saying things like it, and you know what I mean? Like, he keeps describing them as objects. He's like, what's it doing? What's it want? And Michael Cole keeps going, wait, it's a person. It's a human being. It's a he, I think. It's awful. Oh my goodness, it's on my lap. And he goes, wait, stop saying it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, when like the dopamine wears off, you know, it was a pretty bog standard Danhausen match because he wins with like what they call a big boot. I mean, it's a pretty big boot, but he's already a little guy. They win. He wins, and I win because I picked him. Well, we all did.
Yeah, like I said, easy free point for all of us.
Yeah.
It's too bad none of us could score the extra point.
Dang. Can you imagine if one of us had said, I bet he clones himself and it's a little person? Which, you know what, canonically, or, you know, this should have happened first, then the WrestleMania thing. Because WrestleMania already established he had this cohort of little clones of himself. And this show kind of established where they come from. But we'd already seen them.
Yeah. Oh, man, I don't know why. It's just funny to think about, though.
And you know what? Why?
Like, I don't know. I guess just the way they executed it all. Like you said, like the fact that he brings the machine and that's what comes out of it. I want to know, like, I want a segment where like he like explains why they came out miniature rather than like full size clones.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? About the clones. What was I gonna say? Well, one thing that was nice. You know what's wild? I saw this Instagram post of this guy, and he's like, this kid, and he's a little person, and that says, I want to be in the WWE one day, and everyone in his life said it's never going to happen. Then it's got a cute song, and literally smash cuts to he's one of the Danhausen guys, living his dream. You can see him living his whole life, people telling him he wasn't going to do something, then he went and did it. Stop it, Marco. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, man. But Danhausen wins in a very fun, kind of filler match, if you want to say, like, in the sense that, like, you know, it's there to provide a little break from the wrestling, but still be a fun time for the audience.
When there's 4 real matches, do you really need a break? A break from the ads, perhaps?
You need a break from the awfulness to, like, remind yourself, like...
I'll tell you what, this was the definite break from the awfulness, because I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, man. And it's funny, because right after that, we get into Io and Asuka, which is a very funny match to be happening, given the circumstances, because as they make their entrances, I look at my dad and go... What is the purpose of this match happening when one of the key pieces is no longer with the company and the key part of this feud is not here to see the payoff?
I don't know what you're talking about, Jack. Io's been nothing but disrespectful for Asuka, so there's all the motivation in the world for this match to happen. It's Senpai versus Eos guy. I don't know the word for the opposite of senpai.
I don't know either.
She said, I'm going to show you. You'll see, Stevie Richards.
Oh, man. But, yeah, I mean, it's a bit funny because it's like they were building this feud. And it reminds me of, like, they've done this before on countless times.
Yeah.
Aleister Black makes his return to confront Big E, who was IC champion at the time. And then, like, 2 weeks later, gets released. Mustafa Ali involved with Dominic Mysterio and I forget who else at the time in NXT for the North American title. He's released.
Like, it's weird why, in the case of Kyrie, they didn't just let her go after Backlash. Like, how much money or paperwork are we really talking about that you couldn't keep her for a month to finish this thing that you've been building?
Yeah.
I saw Kevin Nash, you know, a lot of wrestlers have a lot of things to say, and I try to tune them all out. But when it comes to Kevin Nash, I'm still willing to listen. And he goes, they should join SAG. So I like that. Not just, hey, start a union. What's it called? Like backseat quarterback talk. He's like very specific. Hey, there exists a union that you could join that would like really, I think, get in the way of some of those surprise releases, like RKO out of nowhere releases.
I just saw that today too.
Yeah, politician that I don't care to support verbally yet, but he just sort of goes, yeah, it's scripted television, you know, regular scripted television, it counts.
Yeah, that was the funny part that I saw where he was basically like, you go look at those shows and tell me that they shouldn't classify as some of the stuff that SAG covers because of how scripted they are and all that. I was like, oh man, that's funny. He's really like laying into them.
Wouldn't it be funnier if WWE like leaned away from that, but it created like really organic and spontaneous and exciting booking? It's like, we're not scripted. You never know what's going to happen, but they start creating like car crash, unpredictable TV, and it like corrects in the right direction or the favorable direction.
Oh man,
forget you, man. You have writers. What do you think of the match, Jack?
I thought it was pretty good. I wasn't as invested as I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was. I was enjoying it, but it wasn't like I was like, this is going to be match of the year candidate here, you know? Like,
no.
Like, I don't know. I just wasn't as invested in it as I wanted to be. And maybe part of that is the fact that a big part of the story is cut out of it.
Well, you know, Kyrie notwithstanding, you know, you had two very capable wrestlers. This, like, had the potential to be something bigger than it was. It just never got to be bigger than it was.
Yeah.
And, like, when you get to the end and they do what they do after the match, well, I know as soon as I saw the post-match sort of happenings, it made me sort of begin to connect the dots. And I go, I wonder if this match had a ceiling for very specific reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, like it felt off, like you're saying. Like there was something to it, but it was kind of like hard to figure it out for me, you know, like I just don't really know what it was.
Well, I wonder if it has to do with after the match, Io wins, because the opposite of Senpai is gonna show up to Senpai. Everyone breaks character, and Asuka starts to sort of look emotional, and Io looks emotional, and they hug and embrace. And, you know, is this the conclusion of their Senpai story? Or is it a conclusion of a bigger story? Because what do we hear afterwards, Jack, in the hours after the show, the day after the show?
We hear people talking about that Asuka is Oh, I've seen a couple things. I've seen retired. I've seen semi-retired, and it's all a bit confusing. And it was only made even more confusing with Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw. She's on to say goodbye and to say, I've looked for someone to replace me, and it's you. And she walks out of the building mid-show.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know what to think. My dad. So the funny thing is, my dad and I, we were actually able to avoid spoilers for a good chunk of the show. But
Yeah.
this was one thing that he saw or at least heard. And that, like, going into the match, he was like, if what I saw was real, like, I'm going to be very upset, you know? And so, like, when it happened, him and I were just kind of, like, talking about it. And it was just, like, we didn't know, like, what to think, you know?
Well, I wonder. This is all speculation. This is the best part about podcasts, when one speculates, just puts it out there in the universe. We heard that people were taking big cuts in their contract. Could Asuka have said, no, sir, to your big cut contract? I bid you good day. Could she be hurt? Could she be retired? You know, could she have pulled a Lesnar on us and said, you know what? Or could the Kyrie thing had affected her that much? And she's like, you know, if that's how you're going to do this, I'm out too. Deuces, y'all.
Yeah. It could be like multiple of those things, you know, like I was talking to my dad and I was like, the news about them asking people to take pay cuts is probably a big one, and I think the Kyrie thing especially. I was telling my dad, I feel like maybe the Kyrie thing maybe fast tracked it, like maybe she was already thinking of, and that's why she was doing this storyline with Kyrie, because that's who she wanted to like elevate for this. And then because it happened, she had to switch to Io, which she probably doesn't mind. Like, if she probably wanted to pick anyone, it was probably going to be either of those two. But the fact that they let Kyrie go, it probably fast tracked it to her, where she's like, I gotta get out of here, you know.
Yeah, you know, like she definitely left on better terms, given that she was given like a sort of send off on Raw. They filmed her. They didn't interrupt their hug on Backlash, but like, you know, Punk left on very public terms of just being upset and disappointed in all the things. So, like, you know, who's to say that people are feeling the same thing he did a decade ago? He's like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Yeah.
And then, Jack, they're going to get mad because everyone thinks they know what's going on, but they don't know what's going on. You're stupid. You're like, well, tell us. Just say it. Or else we're going to just pretend like we know. Don't get mad that we pretend. We're hurt.
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, I guess it's going to be interesting to see like what news comes out. The main one I've been seeing is semi-retired, so like it makes you think maybe she's coming back. Like
she's pregnant too.
That would be a crazy one.
Yeah, she had a match. Knew she was pregnant. That's why a match was underwhelming, because they had to be safe. Watch that match back. See if there was any big belly-to-belly spots.
My dad was saying that he thinks she's going to come back and get like a retirement at Mania. And I was like, she better win, because she's never gotten a win at Mania.
I'll tell you what, Jack. I'm really over people wanting these big, fantastic WrestleMania send-offs for these guys. Like, it can't always be like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's going to be Saturday night's main event. Sometimes it's going to be Raw. Sometimes it's going to be Backlash. Most times it's going to be nothing. Sometimes it's going to be Best Endeavored.
And for some, you feel bad who get the Saturday night main event because all the ads and then getting cut off during your thank you speech.
Damn.
But hey, even on pay-per-view, you're not guaranteed the time, as we saw with Sting.
Damn.
Oh, man.
I just think, like, we fans, the vocal, of course, they just get a little too in their heads about it, and it's like, they can't all be WrestleManias.
Oh, I know. It reminds me of, like, people are always getting on Chelsea Green about like how she was like saying like she was fine with this and that, and people are like, it's funny because people got upset with her first, like basically like having that mindset, but then people are always trying to push the mindset of like not everyone can be a main eventer. So like it's funny that like the moment someone like acknowledges that themselves, like they look at it as like a bad thing, which I can get it, you know, I can get like both sides and probably could play devil's advocate to both sides, but like it's just funny that the moment someone acknowledges that mindset and like accepts it, they take issue with it, even though they, the fans, are always like using that towards other fans when they're talking about the way someone's being used in comparison to another.
You're a quitter, huh? I didn't take you to be such a quitter with such a low bar.
Oh, man. Oh, man. But
Jack, I don't know what you're doing, but it's already taken longer than 3 of the matches on this show.
I just, to be quite frank with you and the listening audience, because they're probably going to hear the typing, which I'm very sorry, but I got like a notification about one of the places here in my city like put up a new job listing, so I wanted to get right on it before anything. So that's why you hear the noise. I apologize to those listening, especially like my father who listens in the car and can very much hear probably that typing very loudly. I do apologize. I am usually more professional, but something like this, I got to jump on this opportunity right away.
You got to.
But as far as Asuka and Io go, like I said, I wanted to be more invested in it, but they didn't also give much, which is kind of also funny. It's also she's pregnant. It's also kind of funny though, because you would think, hey, Asuka, this is your last match. Don't you want like to go a bit all out, you know? But at the same time, she's probably like, this is my last match. You think I'm gonna do all that stuff I was doing like before? Like I'm going out as smoothly as I can. What's that? No, you want me to take a power bomb to the floor like I did against Sasha Banks at SummerSlam 2020 when there was no one in the crowd to pop for it? Nah, we ain't doing that.
No, I think I got it. I think I got it closest. I think in the Gorilla, she looks at Triple H and says, "Listen, I'm upset you let go of Kyrie, ruining the story. Also, I'm pregnant and my neck's hurt, and I'm going home to Japan, and I'm not going to give it 100% out there." And then her music hits.
Oh man.
Oh, and I'm not taking a 50% pay cut.
Yeah, she walked into Triple H.
And I'm not losing to Gunther.
Oh man, could you imagine if they did intergender wrestling? How many people they'd be having Gunther retire?
Oof.
But no, it's funny that she probably walked into Triple H's office and was like, "That doesn't work for me, brother."
Did you know they're trying to sue Brock?
I saw that too. They were like Brock, like they were trying to get on Brock, and he was like I saw them like they're trying to sue, and then someone's like, "So the man just can't decide on his own when to retire?"
The independent contractor can't decide.
I know, right? Like, go. You know what? WWE, go ahead and sue, because that's gonna really bust the doors open. Brock's been sued by them before. This is gonna really bust the doors open because they're gonna start digging into this stuff and being like, he's an independent contractor. Why are you trying to control his dates and when he wants to compete and his decision to retire or not? Like, that's really going to open some doors.
That was maybe the most recent "it doesn't work for me, brother" move I've seen, recently.
Oh my gosh. Man.
And like solidifying what we all believe to be true, Gunther's favorite from Paul Heyman is a WWE title match on SmackDown against Cody Rhodes. Thanks for pulling the strings, Paulie. This is definitely what we are always intending to do.
Oh my gosh. But oh man, it is funny seeing that news come out though, that they were like, man, yeah, he didn't want to lose to Gunther. Like, he didn't want to face Gunther.
He's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, he straight up said, "Nah, we ain't doing that."
Mm-mm.
Oh, man. But, time for the main event, right, sir?
And just like Saturday, the sun's still out as we speak.
Not over here. Well, it's very much blue right now. Like, there's still light, but it's blue. It was freaky though on that Saturday. So my mom, brother, and grandma went to a concert. So they went. My dad and I came home, and usually we close the curtains that go to our backyard. You've seen the backyard and the sliding door.
Yeah.
So we usually have them closed when we leave, but we had left them open because we had left like really early in the day. We get back, we walk in the house, I turn on the lights, I'm looking out, and I tell my dad, I'm like, you can't see a thing out these, like, you can't even tell there's a backyard back here. You go out these doors, you're walking into the void.
Ooh. That's advanced darkness that SpongeBob talked about.
Yeah, there was one time I went walking in the morning. I woke up really early, like, and it was funny because I had to go to work that day too, but I was like, I want to get like a really like early workout in, like walking, jump roping, and everything. I went walking in my neighborhood at like 5:30 in the morning. The LA never leaves you. I was paranoid. Someone was walking behind me the entire time. There's barely any light. I got as far as the little park and was like, I'm coming back. I'm going back. I feel like someone's following me. I feel like that Rockwell song, somebody's watching me right now. Like, I got to get back home.
Like SpongeBob, you're like, I'm walking, sprinting, running.
Oh, man. But speaking of endless voids that there seems to be no escape from, we got a bloodline match here.
I tried to make my own segue while you were running. I was like, hey, Jack, while you were running, were you all gas, no break? You know what I mean? Yours was more cynical.
We're tired. I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Yeah, it's too damn bad.
Oh, man. Roman winning this belt leads us to yet another bloodline story.
It's not a bloodline story, Jack, because Jacob Fatu don't want nothing to do with your bloodline. He's fighting for his family, which is a bloodline, but he's like, nah, man, you didn't have nothing to do with me being at the WWE. That was all about his gas and lack of breaks and his grit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not here to acknowledge nobody. He's not going to follow nobody. He's not going to Jimmy nobody.
Oh, man.
What did you think of the match?
It was all right.
Yeah, the Danhausen match was my definite match of the night.
Yeah, no, I don't know, like, I like Jacob's stuff for the most part. Like, that's probably the highlight for me. Like, I know to a lot of people, like, sometimes on this podcast, it seems like I kind of just discredit Roman a lot, but, like, I don't know, like, I don't think in the 5 years that this tribal chief gimmick has been running, I don't know if there's been a single time where any of his matches have, like, wowed me the way other matches have. Like,
How soon we forget. I think his triple threat of Edge and Daniel Bryan was on one of our, if not both of our, top 10 lists for that year.
2021, I would have to go back and check. Might be yours.
Yeah, maybe. You're like, you and your Danhausen levels of standard. I hear you, Jack. No, for real. Like, when you come into a match like this, you're like, uh-oh, this is all on Jacob to make it, like, watchable or different, you know? Because, like, how quickly are we going to fall into, like, this being just a Roman match?
Yeah.
And, you know, I think Jacob definitely tried, but two things really were working against him in my eyes. One, he's never going to win. This company isn't that desperate that they were going to make that big a change that quickly. I wish they were, and I wish they did. But also, you know, stacked up against Roman, it was like Roman fighting himself. Like there's really the same character, you know, same levels of strength, maybe the same 2K rating, if not Roman a little higher. But really, they've dinged Roman, I think, just for not being there. Like, you know, it just wasn't. It was like Io and Asuka again. You're like, dang, how we do this back to back? And can I say this? I wish I liked the Tongan Death Grip more than I do, but I don't.
Yeah,
like, I wish he had spent a month or 2 or 3 just putting people away with it You know, wish he'd like beaten some jobbers or maybe some Tozawas and some Otises. Maybe it's hard to do on Otis, but just I wish we had spent a little more time on it winning matches because it didn't work from here. And like every time I seen him put it on, I feel like he's brothering it too much. Lay it in, grab his neck. What's the difference? He's family. It's like Khali's head squeeze. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
It looked awful every time he did it too. Because it's like, why aren't you squeezing his head? You're not going to crush his head. Why does it look like he just slipped right out? Why does it look like Cena's STF?
Yeah. Yeah.
So was there a spot in this match that was memorable to me, Jack? No.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking especially about like the finish where, you know, like post match, and like I kind of felt the same way, like when he was doing all that, and they were like, "Oh look, Roman's foaming at the mouth," you know, like this and that. I'm like, I don't know, like I'm not thinking too much of it, you know, like.
Yeah, here's some interesting takeaways from the finish. So he can't beat Jacob clean because he starts grabbing the ref, you know, while he's in the tongue of death grip. He's grabbing Jacob's eyes because no one's going to disqualify him. And it's like, and threw Jacob into that exposed top turnbuckle. Okay, mister, I couldn't do this by myself until I did it by myself. Look who needs to cheat to beat Jacob.
Yeah, that's what confused me too, because I told my dad, I'm like, what even is he? Is he a heel? Is he a face? Is he a tweener? Like, what
Fantastic question, Jack, because if you have an answer to that question, you might have an answer to what's Jacob? Like, am I supposed to boo this man because of his Tongan death grip and penchant for, I don't know, hurting people and fighting for his family? And
is he not justified for doing that to Roman, for cheating him out of this match, you know? Like,
just doing it to Roman because he's Roman. Actually, you know what's wild? Like, this is so backwards, Jack, but did you see Raw?
I saw bits and pieces of it because I had it on in the background while working out.
Yeah, that's all it's good for. It's just background fodder until Oba family wants to beat up two men at the same time. But the whole acknowledgement ceremony was annoying. Everything about it was annoying, Jack. Jacob doesn't do it. Fine. Cool. 4 years ago. But the best part of it, Jack, the best part of it was when Jacob is walking away, talking to the camera in the way that he does. Then he runs, Jack. He runs. And what would you... And hip attacks, like the three of them, Roman and the Usos, through that part of the barricade that they always spear people through. And like, we've seen people speared through that section, but the speed at which he hit all three men, I laughed out loud. Like, it was... I looked for that clip again to watch it again. It was pretty cathartic. Just this like, nope, we're not done yet. Hip attack, three people at the same time. Oh. I mean, it should have happened before Backlash, and then he should have won at Backlash. But I don't know. I mean, Jacob doesn't seem like the guy they put a WWE title on. Even the world title. Put the world title on him. It's the world title. That's the one we can have fun with. While Cody has the other one hostage. Hostage.
I also got a good laugh at him throwing Adam Pearce out the ring. Like, just the visual.
That's, like, you know what? That scares me, Jack, because the more he puts hands on Adam Pearce, the more this is going to turn into a feud with him. Oh. Stop Drew McIntyring yourself. Stop Becky Lynch, Jessica Carring this story.
Oh, man, that's a good one. Cause...
How about the one, Jack, where they got pictures of Jacob licking the title and Punk wore it naked?
Oh, my gosh.
Stop licking the title. Stop licking belts.
Oh,
just a good rule to live by.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Or like when wrestlers win a title and like they immediately like kiss the belt or they post themselves kissing the belt. It's like, oh no.
Is there anything else you want to say about the main event? Because there was one other thing I wanted to get your input on.
Nothing much.
besides the 5 matches, we were also given an extensive promo from the greatest of all time. Jack, what did you think about John Cena's historic announcement, which I might say was not historic?
Not only was it not historic, it was confusing because of the way like they worded it. So there's this new tournament, but it's like, is it men and women? Like 2 separate tournaments, for one for the men, one for the women. Why? What is the point of this tournament if the losers can win? Is this a title? Is this a yearly tournament? Like, I was just very confused by the announcement.
I saw somebody, so like the announcement confused me too, but it's like kind of the way they've been doing things, especially with Cena. Why is he out there to announce something that hasn't been fully realized? Why is he teasing a thing that isn't like, I wish he'd been like, here's the night, hasn't been announced. Here's the venue, hasn't been selected. Here are the participants, haven't been talked about. It's just literally the infancy of an idea. And you're like, why are we doing this for 20 minutes on a PLE? Like, oh, like, is this man so beloved that we'll listen to him talk about anything? I don't. But I saw someone, Jack, really succinctly put it. So it's going to be a worse King of the Ring with elements of Cyber Sunday, but not either of those things.
Yeah, like, I'm just confused on the whole fan voting thing, because, again, it's like, so is this the point of this just to be a showcase tournament? Like, is it no actual, like, tournament bracket with people advancing, but just showcase matches in the name of a tournament, and then after a match, even though someone lost, like, they do the fan vote afterwards, you know? Like,
there's 2 things that I want to give you, Jack, to chew on. One is something he said that resonated with me. And he said, hey, remember Saturday night's main event where I retired? Like, we saw Sol Ruka, like, on this stage for the first time. And I go, you know what? We did. And I thought that was very successful. She beat Bayley. And then he said, we saw Obafemi. And I go, you know what? Obafemi was definitely on that show. And he definitely struck a chord with people that I think rang so loud. That dude got a Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania off of it. Like, that doesn't happen, Jack, if he's not on that Saturday night main event beating up Cody to a non-finish. Like, I'm like, honestly, that was very true to what actually happened. And that was by design. He was like, I want young people on here getting their shine, LOL, OMG. So if he's, like, trying to manifest that Saturday night's main event, I'm like, okay, it sounds like you're going to ruin it with extra steps. But okay. And Jack, these people are fighting for a very clear prize. A new championship. Bet you're excited about that. And I hope it spins and I hope it has his face on it. And I think as he describes it and it's named after him, it's like, this is all weird to do while you're still alive. Like, this is all, I think, makes much more sense in all of our eyes and mind if you're dead.
well, that's why they should have. Never mind. I can't think of a logical way that they could have, quote unquote, killed John Cena in the eyes of the universe.
They did in the Firefly Funhouse match.
That is true.
Yeah, but yeah, like the tournament element, the belt element, the vote element. I heard, so the second thing I wanted to just put on your radar was people suspecting that to vote, you have to join that WWE club that they've been whispering and talking about. I don't think it's going to be that exclusive, but I also don't put it past them to make it super exclusive.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look at the meet and greet prices. Look at the prices that they've had for other such events, from Cody Rhodes tour bus to conventions, you know, like.
Did you hear the tour bus tour got canceled?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they did not give them people their money back. They said, we'll give you the equivalent in merchandise. So, like, people walked away with, like, a couple of belts, I think.
I mean, probably better use of your money.
Goodness. But what about What about what's the dog's name? I want to say Shadow, but I know that's not it.
Oh my gosh.
Cody's dog, Pharaoh.
Pharaoh. There we go. Yeah, Pharaoh.
What about Pharaoh? I don't get to pet him. He doesn't get to check out my cool Nightmare Cody Rhodes cosplay.
He doesn't get to see my matching Cody Rhodes neck tattoo.
Ah!
That's one of those things I feel like even the wrestler themselves, Cody himself, would see someone with an identical matching neck tattoo and be like, dude, that was a horrible decision. You were supposed to learn from me.
I mean, it's one thing to brand yourself with your brand. It's another thing to brand yourself with somebody else's brand.
Oh my gosh, like that one guy who got AJ Styles tattoo recreated with the exact same dates as his kid's birth.
Kids? Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, I remember it blew up a couple years ago, and everyone was like, dude. that's really weird. Like if you had just kept it at the AJ part, like maybe everyone would have been like, okay, we've just been like, okay, well, he's a big fan, but at least do dates that are significant to you. Don't copy the man's dates.
Dang. Well, Jack, after the dust settles and we've all been backlashed, what's the point total? I had, even though I did not have as good a night as you guys did, or did I?
You left with 4 points.
Yes, I did.
I still can't see what my dad picked for Braun and Seth.
He picked Braun.
He picked Braun, so he walked out with 4. Because he picked Asuka, and you picked Sandra.
Ah.
And I walk out with a sweep.
You did. I can't call foul here because you sent your things in Saturday morning.
So that brings you to 21. My dad to 17. And that brings me to 19. So you still hold a 2-point lead.
Acknowledge me, Jack. Can the listener hear my finger in the air? Oh.
That comes from a really good WrestleMania for you where you walked out with 11 points and only 2 wrong.
Oh, yes. And a vanilla Coke.
Oh, man. But yeah, so that puts you...
Ain't no stopping me now.
Oh, man.
What other wrestling references can I make about my lead?
Well, you use... Wait... That's Shelton Benjer, right? Ain't no stopping me?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I can use a fellow Hurt Business member, MVP, and let you know that I'm coming.
Oh! The trash talk, I wasn't ready for it.
2 points behind. I'm coming.
Goodness. Not going to blow this lead. I'm definitely going to blow this lead.
No, see, it could be worse. You could hold this lead all the way until whatever the last pay-per-view is, and then blow it by like 1 point.
Hubris would have been my downfall at that point.
Yeah, it would have been like some type of like impossible scenario. Like, let's say Survivor Series is the last one, and for whatever reason they like do a bunch of matches for it, and you're just like,
yeah.
I get pick whatever I want. Like, it's statistically impossible that one of the two comes back, and then like one of us just gets a clean sweep to take it.
Yeah.
That, or you having the lead, and then you get a SummerSlam 2.0 for the second year in a row where just every pick goes
South.
Opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. SummerSlam was not kind to any of us last year. That was probably one of the worst shows. That and Evolution, funny enough.
Yeah, it was, for as good a show as it was, yeah. I remember, like, walking away with horrible points.
Yeah. Out of the 7 matches that happened, you walked out with 2 points.
Golly, it was such a good show.
Yeah, and then funny enough, in Money in the Bank last year, my dad walked out with 1 point, I walked out with 2. So, I mean, Rumble was Jack, worse.
What's the next show we're going to cover?
Is that Crown Jewel?
Or is it AAA Noche de los Grandes?
Oh, I forgot that one's happening.
Golly, how could you forget, Jack? How could you forget?
See, I might have to watch that because of what's it called?
It's compelling storytelling.
Yeah, what is it? The Mass versus Mass, is that happening at that show?
What are you doing, Jack? What's the matter with you? Why are you talking like a hipster? You're like, I guess I kind of heard about it. What is it? What's his name? Is he the Grand Americano? I'm not.
No. If it's a hipster, it would be the Grand American.
Yeah, you're like, oh, is this the Grand? Is this what you nerds are talking about? I mean, I guess. I mean, we'll see if I'm busy that night with all of my goings on. See if I'm not hitting the strip in LA like I do all the time. Yes, Jack, it's the mask versus mask match we've all been waiting for. A match that AAA can literally do no wrong, and that WWE, for some reason, keeps finding all the wrong things to do to build it up.
I know, like, I saw that, like, the Creed brothers...
Yeah.
Attacked him on the AAA show, but then we're teaming with him on WWE's show, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I am lost.
Wait, the Creed brothers...
Was it the Creeds?
Yes, they attacked El Grande... I'm going to use names. Yes, they attacked Ludwig Kaiser. And yes, they aligned themselves with Chad Gable. This isn't hard to follow, Jack.
No, but I thought I saw on Raw that they had them team with him. Someone teamed with Ludwig, I think.
Yes. Grande, Rio, and Bravo.
I don't know. I'm getting lost.
Hey, you don't know who Rio and Bravo are?
No.
Some say that Bravo runs around in such a way that is reminiscent of Tyler Bate. And Rio, when he laughs, has a voice very reminiscent of a Peter Dunn.
I didn't know those were the names they gave them. I know they started showing up. I didn't know that
Rio and Bravo.
I'm gonna need one of those hour-long videos that someone in the wrestling community comes up with.
Tell you what, I bet AAA is gonna produce it. I bet they're gonna have this epic, 30-minute retelling of this story,
and they're gonna do it novella style.
Like I broke down that Danhausen match with a fine-tooth comb. Jack, give me a half hour. I'm gonna tell you about a couple of Grande Americanos. Because I know why. You know why? Because I told my dad all about it. I'm like, Dad, let me tell you a story about a man named Chad. And then he comes back, but by the time he comes back, Mexico's like, nah, this one's our gringo right here.
Oh man, but yeah, that's gonna be interesting. And then after that is Clash in Italy is the next one.
I think Clash of Italy start as actually sooner.
Yeah, May 31st it says.
Oh, they're back to... That's a hell of a weekend. Oh, look at that. We're going to get our 10 matches from this weekend. Gunther when he beats Cody. I like Gunther's title matches always being in Europe. That's a weird, trend. And then that AAA show is going to have, I think, Dom versus Finn as well.
Yeah, I think I heard that. And then there was something else that's happening on there, but I can't remember what.
I didn't see it on Saturday, but the tag champs, the Psycho Clown and the Pagano, I think things are not well. I think they are feuding with each other. Who's the superior clown luchador?
Oh, man. That'll be interesting. I definitely got to see if we can catch that. I wonder where they're going to be showing it. Probably, is it going to be YouTube again? I know they've been doing a lot of their shows on YouTube.
I think it's going to be YouTube, and I think we should make predictions, and I think my lead will only grow with your inexperience and lack of knowledge of the product.
Oh, man.
You know who's producing it, right?
Undertaker?
It's the Undertaker! That's the best part of all of this. It's like... people are thanking him for that product like they thank Triple H for the glory days of NXT. And you're like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, oh my gosh. It's funny seeing people anytime anytime this stuff from the Americanos feud pops up, people are always like, what is Undertaker cooking down there, and why is it so much better? The Creeds show up and they look much better. Bailey shows up down there, she looks much better. Everyone's like, what is Undertaker doing down there, and how can these other people learn from him?
I mean, I had my doubts and reservations. Like, oh boy, here we go, another old guy telling these guys are doing it wrong. But then you go, I'll tell you what, I don't watch every week, but when I watch, it's like a very easy, like, hour, like old prime NXT days of old.
But any other thoughts, sir?
Any other thoughts? Wrestling related. Best of the Super Junior tournament starts at the end of this week.
I know that because they brought it up on AEW because Nick Wayne's participating again, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be in it again.
Yeah, I don't know if I have... yesterday, Evil made his NXT debut, and it has not been spoiled for me.
I saw that. I saw that, and then I'm really interested in that new guy that they got.
The big guy?
Yeah, from the European scene.
I am also interested in him. I saved the match on YouTube that came up on my feed as a watch later. Him versus Leon Slater.
Ah, okay. I definitely got to check that one out, too.
I'll send it to you. But yeah, there was one week where there were like 6 or 7 people just like, it was like a Raw after WrestleMania, like, look at all these people. And I was like, yeah, let's start tuning in again. And they started putting NXT on YouTube.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
And I saw people in the comments like, this is so much better than that stupid CW app. Yeah, sir.
Yeah, like as soon as I saw that end segment with Tavion Heights and then him popping up, yeah. I was like, okay, they got me. Like I want to know more of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. And then everyone tune in for AEW All In the summer when the Motor City. You're
trying to AEW-fy their names?
Yeah, like I'm trying to act like they're gonna have to choose new names.
With the Detroit AK-47s.
And the brand, no, what's another word for new? The renewed day will show up.
The renewed 24 hours.
Featuring Austin Creed and Kofi Queenston.
Wow. Yes, these are debuts that I can't wait to see.
Oh, man. But thank you again, sir, for always joining for these.
Of course.
Makes them a lot more enjoyable, especially when you get stuff like Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins.
So bad he lost his hair over it.
Oh, man. But thank you all to the listening audience for joining in once again. I am Jack, joined by my co-host,
Mr. Solis.
Thank you all for joining for this one, and we'll catch you on the next one.